Lisa, your cup leans left and your knee seems to hold up the whole table right now.
If I move, this cup may begin a very short and tragic journey to the floor. Stay there. I can fold this paper and slip it right under the short leg of the table. Stable! We have solved a cafe emergency before even saying good morning.
Then let's fix that too. Good morning and welcome to Cafe Talk. It's Wednesday, August 12th.
Wednesday already. This week is moving quickly, but at least my coffee has finally stopped moving.
Today's keyword is step in, spelled S-T-E-P-I-N.
Perfect for this table. Help arrived at exactly the moment my coffee needed it.
That is what we call it when one person sees a problem and steps in to help.
I especially appreciate support that fits quietly under one table leg.
Our first story is about a zoo in the Dominican Republic caring for animals confiscated by authorities.
That sounds like help with claws, wings, diets, and a lot more responsibility than our table.
Then we look at cash aid used to help hire the coach of the U.S. men's national soccer team.
Money stepped in, but one important detail about that support remains unknown.
Finally, we hear a prediction that voice may change how people work with computers.
My keyboard is listening carefully and trying not to take this personally.
Cafe Talk turns hard world news into real English chat for about 10 minutes of listening and shadowing each day.
Subscribe for a new cafe chat every day, and let's see who or what steps in today.
The Dominican Republic's only zoo takes in wild animals the state has seized from people.
A zoo visit feels quite new when you know the staff may also get urgent new guests that day.
Authorities seized 188 animals in 2025, compared with 30 in 2023.
That jump is not just a bigger number. It is more cages, diets, guests, and daily care.
At the National Zoo, saved flamingos get health checks and care, and some can later go back to the wild.
That gives step in real weight, since the help goes on long after an animal first comes in.
Some flamingos had been kept at hotels or homes after being taken from the wild.
A beautiful bird is not a garden decoration, even when people enjoy taking pictures beside it.
The report says some saved birds came in pale after they got white bread, not the food that they need.
That fact makes the harm easy to see. Bad food can show up on the body of a bird.
At the zoo, the birds receive carrots and bird feed while staff help them recover over several months.
Care is not just one brave act. It is food, checks, clean pens, and time on each new day.
The zoo also cares for confiscated crocodiles, which need separate spaces because they are territorial.
One animal may need a pool, another needs a special meal, and neither can simply share the spare room.
Resources are stretched as the range and number of rescued animals grow.
That brings up a new key point. Who helps the staff once they take on this hard job?
So this is about both rescue and space. To take an animal in is just the start of the work.
A safe arrival matters, but steady care is what turns that arrival into a real second chance.
The aim is not to keep each one at the zoo for life. With good care, some saved flamingos can get fit to go back to the wild.
That helps me see the zoo in a new way. It does calm, long work, so at least some birds can go back home one day.
Reuters says Citadel founder Ken Griffin gave the most cash to help hire Mauricio Pochettino as coach of the U.S. men's team.
That puts private financial help behind a major public-facing sports job.
Reuters also said it could not determine how much he contributed.
Then the honest number is unknown.
even if a large amount would make the story sound more dramatic.
His firm said the gift was real, but the report does not give us the full sum.
We know who stepped in and what the support helped fund, but not the size of the check.
What we do know is that this was the largest financial contribution toward the coaching hire.
What we do not know is the amount, so the support is clear while its size stays blank.
And even major financial help cannot tell us how the team will perform.
It is like knowing one friend paid the biggest share of dinner while still not knowing the final bill.
Your example separates the relationship from the missing amount.
And it stops me from making up a sum that no report gave at all.
Cash can make a new chance real, but it cannot tell us what will take place on the field.
A supporter can help open the door. The coach and players still have to walk through it and do the work.
The everyday phrase could be, "A friend stepped in to cover the extra cost."
I would use that carefully too, because helping with a cost does not always mean paying for everything.
That is the core of this tale. Real help, a known role, and a sum that was not made public.
Sometimes the cleanest explanation is the one that leaves the blank space blank.
A private sum still marks the line between fact and guess. We can say why the gift counts, but not act as if we know more than Reuters said.
Leaving out a bold sum may feel less fun, but it helps more. If I tell this tale later, I know just where the known facts end.
Fortune reported that Greg Brockman described voice as a future interface and called clicking and typing a phase.
My first reaction is excitement, followed immediately by concern for everyone sitting near me in a quiet office.
OpenAI says ChatGPT Voice came to work and Codex in its desktop app on July 23rd, so that launch is a confirmed fact.
So the product release is confirmed, while the larger prediction about the future remains one person's view.
The note says users can talk, cut in, and ask Voice to start or guide work with the tools and access they chose.
That sounds useful when my hands are busy, but I would still want clear control over what the computer can do.
Brockman said Voice may bring the computer to us, so we do not have to bend all our own habits around the machine.
I understand the appeal. Describing an idea aloud can feel more direct than finding the perfect menu and button.
The Fortune article also notes that Voice may not replace typing for every task.
Good, because I do not want to read a long spreadsheet formula aloud in a crowded cafe.
Detailed editing, code review, research, and careful prompting can still benefit from written text.
When I write a grocery list, I notice missing details that disappear when I speak too quickly. I would use Voice to capture a rough thought, then step back in with the keyboard to shape it. I would use it while cooking, when both hands are covered in flour and the timer suddenly needs attention.
Then, no tool has to win. Each can step in at the right time and do its best job.
Exactly. Voice for motion, typing for precision, and silence when the person beside me is concentrating.
Speaking aloud also raises a practical question about privacy and whether Voice fits the room around you.
I might use it at home, then switch to typing when other people are nearby.
This tale asks if a computer should rule our habits or learn to fit the way we tend to speak.
My answer may change by task, but I'm happy to have more than one door into the same room. It may also depend on the task. Speech can catch pace and tone, while text gives you words you can check before you send or change them. Yes, I want both. Voice can catch a thought in time, and text can sit still so I can see that I left out one key fact.
Today, help came as care for an animal, cash aid, and a new way for us to talk to a computer.
One took calm work each day, one had no known sum, and one may work best with keys right by its side.
So, step in fits all three. Each time, someone or something joined the situation and gave the help it needed.
It can mean care for saved wild animals or a quick fix to a table just before a cup slides off.
The useful part is not the size of the action, it is noticing what the situation actually needs before you offer help.
Right. A table needs one folded paper, an animal may need months of care, and a work task may need the right way to communicate.
Which kind of help in today's stories surprised you most, and why?
I choose the zoo because accepting a rescued animal also means accepting months of practical care.
I choose the voice interface because it may change a habit many people barely notice anymore.
We are asking because the 3 stories show that helpful action can involve care, money, or a better tool.
Share your choice and your reason in the comments.
Any language is totally fine, and even just an emoji works.
If this conversation helped you step into the news, please like the episode and subscribe to Cafe Talk.
Ring the bell too, and tomorrow's conversation can step in right on time.
Thanks for spending part of your Wednesday with us.
See you tomorrow with steady tables and safely parked coffee.